Ready. In a parliamentary democracy, the executive branch of government has two wings, the political executive and the administrative executive. The political executive consists of the ministers, while the administrative executive consists of the civil servants. The ministers who constitute the political executive are of three ranks: the cabinet ministers, the ministers of the state, and the deputy ministers. The cabinet ministers constitute the council of ministers who work on the principle of joint responsibility. They constitute the government and collectively take major policy decisions of government. They are responsible to the legislature as a government. The business of government is divided into various departments, and each minister is responsible for the work of his department. However, as a minister in charge of the department, he has to work within the framework of decisions of the cabinet as a whole. The administrative executive, consisting of civil servants, functions at two levels: the secretariat and the field organizations. Corresponding to the portfolios of ministers, the secretariat is divided into various departments like home, development, agriculture, public works, etc. Each department is headed by a permanent secretary who is assisted by additional secretaries, joint secretaries, deputy secretaries, and under secretaries. The last is the lowest level of responsible officers in the secretariat. Each under secretary is assisted by the section officers and the ministerial staff. The department headed by the secretary assists the minister in carrying out his responsibilities. The minister, however, has his own personal staff consisting of personal assistants and stenographers who help the minister in fixing his engagements and appointments and in carrying out his day-to-day serious series of activities. The personal staff also consists of civil servants. Each department has its own field organization. It is headed by the head of the department, like the chief engineer, the director of public instruction, the registrar of cooperative societies, etc. Below the state level, the department has officers at divisional, district, taluk, and sub-taluk levels. The principal officers at the divisional and district level are the divisional commissioners and the deputy commissioners, who are responsible for general administration as a whole and act as representatives of government. The officers of the department are responsible for the work of the department, but the deputy commissioners and the divisional commissioners are responsible for general coordination. The day-to-day work of ministers is carried out with the help of the secretary to government and the rest of the secretarial staff. The work of the minister is twofold. First, work in relation to the legislature, and secondly, the executive work of the department. The legislative work consists of introduction of bills connected with the department, securing votes on grants pertaining to the department, replying to the discussions and debate in the assembly at the time of passing the budgetary grants, replying questions and call attention notices, adjournment motions, etc. The executive work consists of taking policy decisions, formulating and approving programs, reviewing progress, etc. The basic policies of importance and those decisions which involve large financial implications are approved by the cabinet through the cabinet resolutions. The civil servants are responsible in helping the minister in preparing the bills, preparing budgetary proposals, replies to the parliamentary questions, call attention motions, etc. The civil servants have to prepare briefs for ministers' statements on all these occasions on the floor of the parliament. The civil servants also prepare the cabinet papers and draft government orders through which policies, programs, projects, and proposals are approved or sanctioned. It would thus be seen that the business of government requires intimate collaboration and day to day close working relationship between the ministers and the civil servants. The work of government has been aptly described as one of duopoly between the civil servants and ministers. Such is the range and complexity of modern administration that it is only through the continuous collaborative effort of the officers and ministers in charge of different departments that the work of the government can be carried on. There are rules of business government and the Secretariat Manual much lays down the procedure of the work of the government. The field officers are governed both by the legislative provisions as well as the government orders, which are sometimes compiled in the departmental manuals. When the legislature is not in session, ministers frequently tour the various parts of the state. During these tours, they come into contact with the field officers who accompany them on tours. Ministers may give instructions on the spot, but the important instructions have to be confirmed by the secretariat on the basis of the minister's tour notes. This then is the picture of the machinery of government in action. Certain analytical aspects of the working of the machinery may now be taken up. What is the division of function or the mutual roles of the ministers and the civil servants? It is sometimes said that it is the ministers who lay down policies and it is the civil servants who carry them out. This, however, is a mere textbook version. In reality, it is not quite so. There is such an amalgam of policy and execution, such a decision making in which both the ministers and the civil servants participate, that it is impossible to identify the division of functions between the ministers and the civil servants as that of policy and execution. Both functions interpenetrate. The civil servants help the ministers both in the formulation of policies and their execution. In fact, the civil servant is trained to do this work. He is permanent, not in the sense that he holds one position all the time. In fact, transfers among the civil servants are quite frequent, but he is permanent in the sense that he is continuously engaged in the process of public administration and is in that sense professional. The minister is comparatively amateur administrator.